Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and thank you for stopping by the Cruise Coffee Show. In this show, our dedicated team will guide you through the latest updates and theories involving the cruise industry around the world. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for future streams when they go live. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of the Cruise Coffee Show. I am your host, Nathan. Current time is 9:02 a.m. Eastern Time. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome you to the Cruise Coffee Show, where the news is real and the coffee is still fake. Alright, everybody, so today we have a pretty good show. We are full of cruise news today. If you're watching this on the live stream with us right now, please just say hi in the chat. And even if you are watching this on the replay, also say hi in the comments section as well. Well, also, if you also saw my message, if you do have a question, you can tag us at Best of Both Worlds in the comments if you're watching this on the replay, or in the live chat if you're watching this live with us right now. Alright. So anyway, so let's go to our first breaking news story. If you have been watching the cruise news yesterday, you would know that Celebrity has announced that it will sail to Perfect Day at CocoCay. Celebrity Cruises has announced that it will have a revamped Caribbean program for the summer of 2024. Next April, the Celebrity Beyond and the Celebrity Reflection will be based in North America, offering Caribbean cruises with weekend itineraries and featuring calls to Perfect Day at CocoCay for the first time in the company's history. Celebrity Cruises CEO Lauren Benji said, quote, "Our customers are constantly asking for more opportunities to visit this stunning region year-round. Having more weekend options so that they can have a getaway easier, and have expressed a desire for a private island destination. By introducing this new program, we can meet this demand and offer something new and historic to our guests. Perfect Day at CocoCay is a destination like no other, and we are honored to add it to our portfolio." End quote. Sailing out of South Florida, the Celebrity Beyond will offer a mix of 6 to 8 night journeys, which will include stops at Grand Cayman, the Bahamas, Mexico, and the Dutch Caribbean islands of Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, along with Perfect Day at CocoCay. For the first time, travelers will have the opportunity to get away every weekend on Celebrity Reflection's new 3 and 4 night itineraries. Nearly 40 itineraries will offer the chance to enjoy a perfect day, and will also include stops in Key West and Bimini. Anyway, so that is definitely a pretty interesting cruise news story. Now, if you know, Celebrity is also owned by Royal Caribbean, so it would also make sense that the ships will stop at Perfect Day at CocoCay. Now also keep in mind that this isn't something that's new. Before Perfect Day at CocoCay existed, it was just CocoCay, and Celebrity did visit Labadee and CocoCay, but this is the first time since Perfect Day at CocoCay that Celebrity is stopping there. Now, I'm not sure if Celebrity is still stopping at Labadee. I know they used to, but I don't think it's as frequently anymore. I don't think they do at all. So, if you do know if Celebrity does still visit Labadee, please let me know down in the live chat or in the comment section below. Alright, so that's it for the breaking cruise news. Now let's go on to our normal cruise news. The Port of Miami closes due to a marine accident. The Port of Miami closed on Sunday morning due to a Florida Fish and Wildlife investigation from an overnight accident saw the death of a 30-foot boat and a Fisher Island ferry collision at 3:40 a.m. With the port closed, it left 3 cruise ships and an estimated 15,000 passengers in limbo as the Norwegian Escape Carnival celebration and the MSC Seascape were all scheduled for Sunday turnaround calls, with guests disembarking and new guests set to board. The Norwegian Escape was wrapping up a week-long round-trip Miami cruise that featured 2 days at sea and calls in the Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, and Tortola. The Carnival celebration was on an 8-night Southern Caribbean cruise that featured 2 sea days and featured calls in Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, in addition to 4 days at sea. Guests on the MSC Seascape were completing a week-long voyage with calls to Ocean Cay, Ocho Rios, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel. Yeah, so that's definitely a very interesting cruise story. Now, all the passengers did get on the ship, and the ships sailed with the new passengers on board. But that's definitely a very interesting story. Our thoughts and prayers do go out to the families of the person who did unfortunately pass away in the incident. But anyway, yeah, so like I said, definitely a very, very sad story coming out from the Port of Miami. Alright, our next cruise story. Now, if you do know, earlier last year, Genting Cruises went bankrupt. So the Genting company was owned by Crystal Cruises, and Star and Genting Cruises did unfortunately go bankrupt. Now, 2 of the Genting ships, I believe the Genting Dream, and then if I'm saying it right, the Genting Dream, and the Genting Explorer went to a new formed cruise line, Resorts World Cruise Lines. Well, the other ship, unfortunately, the World Dream, did not go to World's Cruise Line World's Resorts Cruise Line, and was sold to a Saudi Arabia cruise line. Well, that ship has arrived in dry dock. The new ship's named the Manaria Saudi's cruise ship has arrived in Germany for an extended dry dock. The former World Dream, which Cruise Saudi bought at auction in December, is now the Morera and will be in Bremerhaven for an extensive refit for the new Aurora Cruises brand. While details have yet to be released on the refit, Aurora Cruises previously announced the brand will offer an Arabian cruise experience. More details as well as an in-service date are expected to be announced soon. The 3,500 guest ship was originally built in Mile West for Genting Dream Cruises brand, offering a premium cruise experience to the Asian market. So that's definitely very interesting. So we have to see how the new cruise goes. So we will definitely have to see how the new cruise line goes. And speaking of new cruise ships, the Icon of the Seas has returned to Meyer Turku after completing its first round of sea trials. The Icon of the Seas has returned to Meyer Turku after successfully completing its first round of sea trials in the Baltic Sea. The first set of sea trials tested the Icon's performance, the latest technologies, and equipment. Over 450 workers on board conducted primary assessments of the ship's engines, hull, lifeboats, and thrusters, among others, according to a press release. Over 2,000 specialists, 350 hours of work, and hundreds of nautical miles traveled were needed to bring the world's largest ship to this milestone. The Icon of the Seas will depart on its second set of sea trials later this year, ahead of the ship's set maiden voyage in January of 2024 out of Miami, Florida. So that's definitely very interesting to see that the Icon of the Seas is now is now setting sail. Now, like I said, the ship is not completed yet. It just has completed its first set of sea trials. There is still much more that needs to be done on the ship, and the ship is believed to be scheduled for completion, I believe, later this year, like after summer, I think. I'm not sure, but we're definitely very excited to see the ship set sail from Miami, Florida next January. Alright, now if you do know, the ship is being built in Finland. Finland is pretty far up north. Well, Norwegian Cruise Lines is now offering cruises to Greenland. The Norwegian Star has kicked off a series of cruises to Greenland for Norwegian Cruise Lines. Departing from Iceland, the 2001 built vessel is set to offer 3 sailings to the remote island country in the North Atlantic. The 10-night itinerary sail round trip from Reykjavik and include visits to 3 stops in Greenland. Among the destinations being visited is Nuuk, the country's capital and largest city. Upon returning to Reykjavik, the itinerary will also feature visits to Nanatucket and Pumat, in addition to 3 ports of call in Iceland, in addition 3 ports of call in Iceland. Following the series of unique itineraries to Greenland, the Norwegian Star will offer a 12-night cruise to Norway in July. I will feature a visit to Svalbard in the Arctic. In the archipelago, the ship is scheduled to make a port stop, which it will stay docked there for a total of 18 hours. The operation is part of Norwegian Star's 2023 summer program in Northern Europe. After arriving at the region in early May, the vessel has been offering a series of different itineraries to the North Sea, the British Islands, the Norwegian Fjords, and the North Cape. Before repositioning to South America for the upcoming winter season, the Norwegian Star will offer cruises to Western Europe, Morocco, and the Canary Islands in October and November. On November 12th, for instance, the ship will set sail from Portugal on a 12-night cruise that features visits to 9 destinations within the region. The Norwegian Star is a part of Norwegian Cruise Line's 9-ship 2023 program in Europe. Extending through December, the schedule includes the company's newest ship, the 2023 built Norwegian Viva, in addition to the 2022 built Norwegian Prima. Other Norwegian vessels sailing in the European waters this year include the Norwegian Breakaway, the Norwegian Getaway, the Norwegian Epic, the Norwegian Dawn, the Norwegian Jade, and the Norwegian Gem. Speaking of the Norwegian Epic, if you were watching the cruise news from a couple months ago, you will know that the Norwegian Epic was actually supposed to sail in the Mediterranean until December, I think. But now it's actually leaving the Mediterranean early and sailing back to Port Canaveral and doing sailings out of Port Canaveral. Now, as some of you might know, Norwegian is pretty. Norwegian does sail some ships from Port Canaveral, but not year round. So it would be pretty interesting to see if Norwegian does put a ship there year round, considering that it is a big major hub for Royal Caribbean and Disney Cruise Line. Alright, speaking of Royal Caribbean, Royal Caribbean's Oasis class are offering much more itineraries. With the new Utopia of the Seas debuting next July, Royal Caribbean's International's Oasis class of cruise ships is set to offer a broader variety of itineraries going forward. In addition to week-long cruises in the Caribbean, the Fleet class which includes some of the world's largest ships, is set to offer short sailings as well as itineraries in the Mediterranean and the U.S. Northeast. So here's an overview of what the ships will be sailing. Up until 2024. So starting off with the Utopia of the Seas. The Utopia of the Seas is going to be launching next July and will be one of the world's largest ships at the time of its completion. Set to debut in 2024, the Utopia of the Seas will offer short 3 to 4 night sailings to the Bahamas out of Port Canaveral, Florida. The Wonder of the Seas, which is currently the world's largest cruise ship at the time of this recording. Now, like I said, the Icon of the Seas will become the world's largest cruise ship when it sets sail in January, but as of right now, the Wonder of the Seas is currently the world's largest cruise ship. After arriving in Port Canaveral late last year, the ship is scheduled to continue cruises from Port Canaveral until at least 2024. The ship sails week-long itineraries to the Western and Southern Caribbean that will also feature stops at Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. The Symphony of the Seas, in addition to sailing from the Caribbean from Florida, it is set to make stops at Cape Liberty, New Jersey next year. Now, as some of you guys might know, Oasis of the Seas is currently sailing from Cape Liberty. However, the Oasis of the Seas is going to be sailing to the Mediterranean next summer. So the Symphony of the Seas is going to be sailing from Cape Liberty in New Jersey. The ship will sail cruises to Canada and also sail sailings to the Bahamas, including stops at Port Canaveral, Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and Nassau, Bahamas. The Harmony of the Seas is going to be introducing a whole new world of cruise ships in Galveston, Texas, when it sails there later this year. The ship will sail 7-night sailings to Costa Maya and Cozumel, Mexico, as well as Roatan and Honduras. So the ship is, like I said, is sailing to Galveston. So as of right now, the Allure of the Seas is currently sailing in Galveston, but later this year, it's going to be sailing 3 to 4 night sailings from Port Canaveral before the Utopia of the Seas sets sail. So now let's go to the Allure of the Seas. As of right now, the Allure of the Seas is currently sailing 7-night sailings from Galveston. But later this year, it will reposition to Port Canaveral, Florida, and will sail 3 to 4 night sailings from Port Canaveral. Once the Utopia of the Seas goes to Port Canaveral, the Allure will reposition to Miami and will offer sailings to Nassau and Royal Caribbean's private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And last but not least, the Oasis of the Seas. The Oasis of the Seas is currently sailing from Cape Liberty this summer. Then once it leaves Cape Liberty, it will go and sail from southern Florida ports. Then next year, it will set sail across the pond and go all the way over to the Mediterranean and sail for the 2024 summer season. Alright, now speaking of new cruise ships, TUI has leaked a future cruise sketch for its possibly 8th ship. TUI Cruises has published a sketch for its 8th cruise ship. The new ship is currently being built at the Fincantieri shipyard in Italy and is expected to be delivered by the end of 2024. The sketch shows that the new ship will differ from the rest of the fleet, but more details about the new build ship will be released in the upcoming months. Large panoramic windows are visible on the side and stern of the ship. In a statement, TUI has introduced a new entertainment concept for the LNG-powered ship. The German brand has also said that it will be LNG ready. Renberg Meyer said in a statement, quote, "The investment of LNG-powered ships is an important step on the way to emission-free and climate-neutral cruises. LNG serves as a binding technology here. In the future, we will also use bio-LNG or e-LNG, which is generated either from bionetic sources or significantly from renewable energy." End quote. The construction of the 4,000 passenger ship began on June 22, 2022. The new ship is set to sail its inaugural season 2024 to 2025 in Europe. TUI Cruises has ordered 2 new ships from Fincantieri, which will run solely on liquefied natural gas and be a total of 161,000 tons. So now, speaking of Fincantieri, the Norwegian Viva, our last story today, Norwegian Viva is currently being built in Fincantieri right now. And Norwegian Cruise Lines has announced the Norwegian Viva's godfather will be none other than Louis Fonsi. Norwegian Cruise Lines has announced that German-nominated singer, songwriter, and musician and producer Louis Fonsi will serve as the godfather of its newest ship, the Norwegian Viva. The christening ceremony will take place in Miami on November 28, 2023, where Fonsi will officiate the ceremonial breaking of the champagne bottle on the ship's bow. After the christening ceremony, the Norwegian Viva will home port in San Juan, Puerto Rico, upon arriving there on December 15, 2023. David J. Herring, president of Norwegian Cruise Lines, said, quote, "We are thrilled to welcome Italian music icon Louis Fonsi to the NCL family as godfather of the Norwegian Viva, and to join us as we christen our newest ship. Miami, our hometown, is immersed in Latin culture, and we want to celebrate the Norwegian Viva's debut with an infusion of Latin talent headlined by Louis. As a native Puerto Rican who is also based in Miami, he brings together people from around the world with his energy, positivity, and music, making him the perfect component to the vibrant energy of the Norwegian Viva. We cannot wait for him to join us as we celebrate this milestone moment later this year." End quote. A lineup of Latin entertainers will join Fonsi on board the Norwegian Viva for the christening ceremony, who will perform throughout the night, including the Queen of Latin Pop, Paula Rubio, a Saturday Night Live cast member and Mary native Marco Hanze, and singer Pedro Capo. Fonsi said in a statement, quote, "I am so honored to be named godfather of NCL's newest ship, Norwegian Viva, and look forward to sharing her with the amazing people of Puerto Rico, a community that truly represents the spirit of Live It Up. Growing up on an island, the ocean plays such an important part of my life, and there is nowhere else I would rather be. Cruising provides such an incredible vacation experience, and I cannot wait to christen this incredible ship and to introduce her to the world." End quote. Alright, so that is it for today's cruise news. If you did enjoy this cruise news segment, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments section if you enjoyed it. Now, before we end off today's stream, we have the question of the day. Question of the day: what news story sounds the most interesting to you? Was it the Norwegian? Was it the celebrity? Or was it maybe the future TUI ship? Let me know down in the live chat which cruise story was most interesting to you if you're watching this on the live stream. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know down in the comments section below. And like I said before we end off today's live stream, if you have a question, tag us at Best of Both Worlds in the comments, and we will try to answer them as best as we can. Alright, so we're going to end off today's live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching the 3rd episode of the Cruise Coffee Show. Like I said, if you did enjoy the show, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the show where the news is real and the coffee is fake. Have a great week and have a great rest of your day, everybody.